Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your preview for the Manchester United Liverpool game in the FA Cup 4th round. It is at Old Trafford and it's a 5 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. There has been 17 previous FA Cup meetings between Manchester United and Liverpool. We've won 9, there's been 4 draws and Liverpool have won 4. The last time we played Liverpool in the FA Cup was back in 2012. We lost that game 2-1. It was a late goal by Kite. We progressed to the 4th round of the FA Cup by beating Watford in the 3rd round 1-0. Liverpool got to the 4th round by beating Aston Villa 4-1. The winners of Man United and Liverpool play West Ham or Doncaster in the 5th round. We are the second most successful team in FA Cup history. We have won 12. Liverpool have won it quite a few times, but they haven't won the FA Cup since 2006. This is the second meeting in a week between Man United and Liverpool. We did play Liverpool last weekend in the league, drew with them 0-0 at Anfield. I said we did very, very well defensively. I thought Luke Shaw played very, very well, got forward well, and he had Mohamed Salah in his pocket. I thought Harry Maguire did well. Lindelof made some very, very good clearances, and I thought Wan-Bissaka had a good game. David De Gea produced a fantastic save to deny Thiago. We had more clear-cut chances in that game. We had a big chance from Bruno Fernandes, produced a very, very good save from Alisson, and Paul Pogba had a fantastic chance, produced another good save from Alisson, but Paul Pogba should have actually scored. But we didn't show a lot of attacking intent in the vast majority of that game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave his perception on that game, and he says he was disappointed, and he admitted that we lacked composure. It was a missed opportunity to go 6 points ahead of Liverpool. You know, if we'd have beaten Liverpool, we would have been in more of a commanding position than we are in now. I think we'd have been happier with a draw though than Liverpool. Liverpool are winless in their last 4 Premier League games, and obviously it's the first time since 2005 that Liverpool have failed to score in 3 straight league games. But it's hard to go to Anfield and win. Liverpool haven't lost at Anfield in the Premier League since April 2017, and the last time we won at Anfield was back in 2016. Like I updated you, Jurgen Klopp criticised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics during the 0-0 draw. Obviously Jurgen Klopp wasn't happy the way Solskjaer set his team up. It was only a few weeks ago that Jurgen Klopp was moaning about the amount of penalties that we get, because he said we do get a penalty every 3 games, and he said we've had more penalties in 2 years than Liverpool have had, you know, in his 5.5 years he's been there. Solskjaer did hit back at him. He said he must be influencing the referees. I think both teams are going to rotate for this game. I think we're going to go with a different lineup to as we did do in the league, and I think Liverpool are going to go with a different lineup to as they did do in the league. We recently beat Fulham 2-1. Obviously, we are now back top of the Premier League, and we are 17 games unbeaten away from home in the Premier League, and we've equalled our record from the 1998-99 season. If we do beat Arsenal at the end of this month, we will break that record. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for just over a year now, so that is a very, very good record. I think we deserve to beat Fulham, to be honest with you. Like I said on my match reaction, we didn't start the game well. We started slow. Fulham started on the front foot. Lookman looked their most dangerous player. He had quite a few shots, and he gave Fulham the lead in the 5th minute of the game. But then, as the game went on, we started to grow into the game. Obviously, we saw Edison Cavani get our equaliser. It was a goalkeeping howler from our earlier. Bruno Fernandes obviously put the cross into the box. Fred played a part in the goal as well. And obviously our second goal came from Paul Pogba. It was a moment of magic. Paul Pogba hit it with his left foot, and it went into the far bottom corner, and he was like 20 yards out. So that made up for the chance that he missed against Liverpool last weekend. Bruno Fernandes was actually unlucky not to get his name on the score sheet against Fulham, because he had some chances. He hit the post. He also had a shot that produced a good save from our earlier. Edison Cavani also had a good chance in the second half. Solskjaer's praised Paul Pogba. He said he can do everything. And like I just updated you recently, Paul Pogba could make a U-turn at the club. That means he could stay at Man United potentially past the summer. And he contradicts Mino Raiola for the second time. But Solskjaer says, we have mentally improved. And he says we are physically robust. But it was never going to be a walk in the park against Fulham, because like I've mentioned, Fulham have done well. Prior to that game against us, they'd only lost 1 of their last 7. Obviously there's been draws in there as well. Fulham have seemed to have improved their performances and that since they got that draw with Liverpool back in early December. And even Solskjaer mentioned Fulham prior to the game. And he was saying that, Fulham are well structured. They made good signings last year. And he says they've obviously got a good head coach in Scott Parker. But we've got a good record against Fulham. I don't think we've lost to Fulham for like 11 years now. So reflect on that win against Fulham. We'll have a lot of confidence going into this game against Liverpool. Obviously our next league game is Sheffield United, and we certainly should be winning that. Liverpool haven't got the best of records at Old Trafford. I think Liverpool have only beaten us a couple of times at Old Trafford in the last 10 or 11 years. I think Liverpool's last win at Old Trafford in the Premier League was back in 2014. That was the game when they got 3 penalties. They did beat us at Old Trafford in the league back in 2009 4-1. But we actually haven't beaten Liverpool since 2018. By the way, on my next video, I will be giving you my starting 11 prediction for this game. I certainly think Solskjaer's going to make changes from the 2-1 win against Fulham. I think Donny van de Beek needs to be given a chance in this game. Maybe Paul Pogba could be rested. Will Bruno Fernandes be rested? Solskjaer did say prior to the game against Fulham that, he denies that Bruno Fernandes needs a rest. and he's defended Bruno Fernandes. But I think we have overplayed him, to be honest with you. Probably De Gea will remain in goal for this one. Will Wan-Bissaka be rested? Will we give Alex Tuanzebe a chance at right back? Will Victor Lindelof come back into the team? He missed the game against Fulham because he had a back problem. He's sustained a few back problems, hasn't he? Will Alex Telles also get a chance in this game, and will Luke Shaw be dropped? We shall see. But, like I said, Liverpool are the best team in England. Solskjaer made an admission regarding Liverpool prior to the game at Anfield in the league, and he says Liverpool have been the best team in England for the past 18 months, and he said they have been great for the last 3 years. Liverpool have got a very, very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. He's won 4 trophies so far as Liverpool manager. Obviously, last season he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. They've won 19 overall. They're just one behind us because we're on 20. He won the FIFA Club World Cup, Klopp, and he also won the Super Cup. And the season before, he won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. I think it was last season Jurgen Klopp extended his contract with Liverpool until 2024. To be honest with you, he probably will see out his contract. Liverpool is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Before he was at Liverpool, he was at Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies with them. And before he was at Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. And I think Liverpool have spent over £400 million since Jurgen Klopp got appointed in. By the way, Liverpool went on a 44-game unbeaten run last season until obviously Watford had beaten them. Obviously before Liverpool had Klopp, they had Brendan Rodgers. I think probably Brendan Rodgers had one good season with them. Before they had Brendan Rodgers, they had Roy Hodgson. Probably Roy Hodgson is one of the worst managers that they've ever had, Liverpool. They did have Kenny Dalglish at one point. I thought he was a good player, but he wasn't a good manager. They did have Rafa Benitez. I thought he was a good manager for Liverpool. He won the Champions League with Liverpool. They had Gerard Houllier quite a lot of years ago now. He passed away towards the end of last year. They had Bill Shankly years and years ago. Was it back in the 50s or the 60s? And they did have Paisley. But probably, Klopp is the best manager that they've had in, this generation. It took Jurgen Klopp time, to settle in. His record after his first 29 games was disastrous. But like I've said before, it does take some time for managers to settle in. Anyway, Liverpool have got some very, very good players in their team. Like I've said, Mohamed Salah, he's a world-class player, but there has been games this season where he hasn't, been clinical enough. There has been reports saying that Mohamed Salah is unhappy at Liverpool. Obviously, Sadio Mane is a very, very good player for them. He's one of their key players. Diego Jota has made an impact at Liverpool. Liverpool got him from Wolves last summer. He's currently out with injury still, is Diego Jota. Liverpool have also got Firmino. He's good. Liverpool have also got Origi. Now, he's one of their backup strikers. He could be sold in the summer. Liverpool have also got Shaqiri. He also could be sold in the summer. Shaqiri actually played in the game at Anfield last weekend. I think a lot of Liverpool fans were surprised when he started. Liverpool have got a lot of midfielders in their team. They've got Jorginho Wijnaldum. I heard that he rejected a contract extension. Barcelona want him so he could leave in the summer. Liverpool have also got Thiago. He was their best player in the game last weekend at Anfield. Like I said, had that good chance and he was everywhere on the pitch. Liverpool got Thiago last summer from Bayern Munich. Don't forget, we wanted him. Liverpool have also got Jordan Henderson. He's one of their first choice midfielders. They've also got Naby Keita. He's still currently out with injury. He may have actually played in this game if he was fit, but he's not one of Liverpool's first choice midfielders. Liverpool could sell him maybe in the summer or maybe the season after. Liverpool have also got James Milner. Surely he'll leave at the end of the season. You know, will he go to another club or will he retire? Liverpool have also got Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's made an impact at Liverpool, but he has sustained a few bad injuries. And Liverpool have also got that Curtis Jones now. He could be possibly involved in this game. He's a young player, Curtis Jones. Got a lot of development in him. Liverpool have also got that Tsikmas. They got him last summer. I think he's still out with injury, is Tsikmas. Is he going to be available for the game at the weekend? If he is, then maybe he could be involved. Liverpool have also got that Williams. They've also got that Phillips. You know, at least one of them could be involved in this game. Liverpool have got two fantastic fullbacks in Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, Liverpool have got the best centre-half in the world in Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk's obviously out for the season. He's the second most expensive centre-half in the world. Liverpool paid £75 million for him. Probably wouldn't have played in this game anyway, even if he was available. They've also got Joe Gomez. He's out for the season. Joe Matip has been injured, but I think he could be available for this game. Liverpool have also got a very, very good goalkeeper in Alisson. You know, will Alisson start this game or will Liverpool go with Adrian, their second choice goalkeeper? So Liverpool may rest, you know, a few of their key players. Maybe they will. Liverpool did let quite a few players go last year, like I mentioned. Obviously, Klein left them. Lovren left them. Adam Lallana left them. Harry Wilson went out on loan. Trivella left them. And Hoover left them. Man United and Liverpool are the two most successful clubs in English football. So there you go. That is your preview. Now, there is 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. You know, we can win the Premier League. We can win the FA Cup. And we can also win the Europa League. And it's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. It'd be a remarkable achievement if we did win the Premier League this season, and then certainly Solskjaer would be the long-term manager for Man United. But you know, we certainly can win the league. You know, in recent weeks and that, you know, Solskjaer has been playing mind games. You know, he did say prior to the Burnley game that we must stay humble, and not think we've cracked it, if we go top. He said after our 1-0 win against Wolves that we're not in the title races yet, but he said if we are still challenging in March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race. If we do win the Premier League, it will be our first Premier League title since 2013, and it will be our 21st title overall. But if we don't win it this season, we'll win another title at some point. I've heard things like, we've got to beat the big teams, if we are to be genuine title contenders, and we can't beat the big teams under Solskjaer, and that's been proven so far this season. Haven't beaten Tottenham, haven't beaten Leicester, haven't beaten Chelsea, haven't beaten City, didn't beat Arsenal, and didn't beat Liverpool recently. I think Man United do deserve a lot of credit for sticking with Solskjaer, because like I've mentioned on my recent videos, he could have easily have been sacked, because he's been under pressure quite a few times as Man United manager, because obviously we've enjoyed bad periods under him. And a lot of United fans, including me, have criticised Solskjaer a lot in the 2 years or so he's been here, especially earlier on in the season, reflecting how inconsistent we was. But with how good we've been in recent months, our perceptions have slowly started to change on Solskjaer. But he has made good progress in the last year or so. We are unbeaten in our last, 12, 13 Premier League games. Solskjaer got us to the EFL Cup semi-final earlier on in the season. We did lose that against Manchester City 2-0. That was a disappointment, because I wanted Solskjaer to reach his first final as Man United manager. Solskjaer did well in his first full season last season. He got us to 3 semi-finals, got us qualification for the Champions League, and also got us third. I like the way that Solskjaer has promoted the youth, because when he came to Man United, he said all the young players will get their opportunities, and he's given them their opportunities. But he said in general, all the players in general will get the chance to express themselves, and he's brought more young players into the club. Now, he recently gave us an update on Amad Diallo Traore, and he was asked how he's settled in, and he's been training well, and Solskjaer said he could be part of the first team squad in the next few weeks. I do presume that Facundo Pellistri will get his opportunities in the first team. And we've also seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. I think Solskjaer is on course to earn himself a new contract at Man United, reflecting on the progress he's made. I think he's more than halfway through now his 3-year deal. But Solskjaer anyway is going to be given at least another season at the football club. This is his second full season at the moment, and I've already said to you what would represent a good season this season. That would be to finish in the top 4, the top 3, and win a trophy. But there again, some United fans wouldn't think that would represent a good season. But we're in a very, very good position now. No one expected us to be in this position past the midway point of January 2021. We was joint top of the league earlier on this month and towards the end of last year, so just shows you a few good results do change the complexion of things. I'm reflecting now on Solskjaer's been at the club. He's gained some managerial experience, he's learnt quite a bit. Man United is the third club in his managerial career, and he has managed over 100 games as Man United manager in all competitions. Now, Solskjaer recently give us an update on our January transfer plans. And he did say that January signings are unlikely. And Sky Sports recently said that Solskjaer says signings are long term, not a quick fix. I think we are looking to make, though, around 4 signings this year to complete our squad overhaul, and Solskjaer's even admitted that the club have got to make more signings. Ed Woodward obviously promised that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He did say towards the end of last year that we will back Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. So yeah, in this January window, we're focusing on the outgoings rather than the incomings. Solskjaer did admit there could be further more departures in this window. Solskjaer's confirmed that Sergio Romero and Marcus Rojo are free to leave in this window because he said their contracts won't be extended. Phil Jones, I think he needs to leave Man United. Jesse Lingard. Now, he's been linked to a move away from the club, but I think Solskjaer recently said he wants him to stay for this month, despite him losing his place in the team a while ago. Magalo, he should be leaving Man United. His loan expires at the end of this month. There's obviously been rumours of Daniel James going out on loan because he's lost his place in the team, and there's been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan, and I think probably more players will leave Man United in the summer. You know the news on Juan Mata. Solskjaer admits that Juan Mata's future is uncertain, but he said that Juan Mata's closing in on a Man United exit after Solskjaer's recent admission. Juan Mata's current contract expires in June, but we do actually have an option to trigger his contract for a further year. So will we trigger that 1 year extension? You know, Matic could even leave the football club in the summer because he obviously isn't one of our first choice midfielders. I have been saying to Paul Pogba could leave Man United in the summer because he has had a long running transfer saga. And like I updated you recently, Duncan Castles came out and said that Paul Pogba's tried to set up a summer move away from Man United with his recent performances, and you had Fabrizio Romano coming out not so long ago saying that Paul Pogba will leave in the summer providing that an agreement is reached. But like I mentioned earlier on, Paul Pogba could make a U-turn now at the club and stay at Man United for this season and possibly for another season. Because to Paul Pogba's credit, his performances have been very, very good recently. He's done well since he came back from that ankle injury that he had earlier on in the season. He had a minor injury not so long ago, and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. Paul Pogba's agent, Minio Raiola, told 2O Sport, didn't he, last month, that his client's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave, and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. And Solskjaer was furious with Minio Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig. There's a possibility chance that Paul Pogba could sign a long-term contract at the club. As far as I'm aware at the moment, there's been no talks over getting him a long-term deal at the club. But earlier on this season, we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract at Man United. So he's under contract with the club until June 2022. I think we revealed our asking price for Pogba. We do want £75 million for him. Juventus have been in for him, PSG have been in for him, Real Madrid have been in for him, Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. As you all know, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. You already know the news on Erling Haaland. I gave you the news on him yesterday. Says, Man United could make a move for him in the summer, and his father's spoken about the Man United links. Back in 2019, we wanted Erling Haaland because Solskjaer and Woodward went to Norway to meet up with Haaland to negotiate a move. Solskjaer knows the player well because Solskjaer was the one that gave me his debut at just the age of 16 at Mulder. Haaland is a striker and we need a striker. I've already said there's 3 areas we need to strengthen up. We need a striker, we need a world-class midfielder, and I think we need a centre-half. You know the news on Jadon Sancho. If he leaves Dortmund, it will be in the summer. I can't see him leaving in this January window, despite Raphael Hoggenstein saying that his move to Man United is possible this month, but it is unlikely. You know the news on Dayot Upamecano from RB Leipzig. He's available for around 39 million at the end of the season. You also know the news on Sergio Ramos. I gave you the news a couple of days ago on David Alaba as well. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.